Blessed love, brothers and sisters. This is not a Shabbat lesson. This is an impromptu video. I'm gonna title it Spain is in drought. Spain is in drought, brothers and sisters, right? I'm gonna start out with a scripture, then I'm gonna show the video, right? So let's go to the Sefer Bible, Amos 8:1. Sefer Bible, right? That's Amos 8:11. Sefer Bible. Behold, the days come, said Yahuwah Elohim, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahuwah. So, as you see on your screen, brothers and sisters, this scripture, this is also a future prophecy that will take place, because it's going to be a time, brothers and sisters, where the word of the Most High is going to cease, and those do not have his words written in their heart, his laws, commandments, and statutes, they themselves will have a hard time. You understand, brothers and sisters? Because they will not have a compass to guide them in these wicked times, right? Alright, so let's turn to 4 Esdras, right, brothers and sisters, from the Apocrypha 1611 KJV. That's 4 Esdras 21 to 27. It's all on your screen, brothers and sisters, right? Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. Right, brothers and sisters, these are future prophecy, and this is happening right now before our eyes, brothers and sisters, as I'm going to show you the video following this. You see, brothers and sisters, all those that took us in chattel slavery, all those countries that partake in our demise or try to, destroy us and cut off from being a nation, like for England and for Spain in particular, those two countries, did atrocities, wickedness towards so-called Jamaican when they took us from the west coast of Africa after we, got kicked out and enslaved in Portugal and Spain. When the King Ferdinand shipped us into Africa, we came into Africa, the coastal area, and that's when the second or the third chattel enslavement happened, first with the Arab, first Portugal and Spain, then Arab, then the transatlantic slave trade. So those who partake in the destruction of Yah's people, they are now feeling the wrath of the Most High, because slowly but surely the curse that fell upon us because of our continued disobedience and our disobedience of our forefathers is turning on our oppressors and those that support them. The raccoons in our communities, the stiff-necked people or peoples in our community who would not come to realization of who they are and embrace their royalness, their holiness, and embrace the Elohim who created the heavens and earth, and come to Yahusha, because through Yahusha we shall have salvation, brothers and sisters. But the world have our people's minds so confused, so darkened with wickedness, and they cannot see, and it's sad. It's going to be for their own detriment and downfall, because the commandments was set in place for our own salvation, right? So We live in a historic time, but also a sad time, because the Most High, those that are keeping His laws, commandments, and statutes, the Most High shall preserve. So we must pray for the remnant that are keeping His laws, commandments, and statutes, right? So we could get ourselves prepared and to meet the King. You understand, brothers and sisters? So, okay, brothers and sisters, here's another scripture. Jeremiah, right? Jeremiah, right? Chapter 14, 1 to 5. That Jeremiah, right? From the Sefer Bible 14, colon 1 to 5. The word of Yahuwah came to Jeremiah concerning the dearth or drought, right? Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and they cry, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. And their nobles have sent their little ones to the waters. They came to the pits and found no water. They returned with their vessels empty. They were ashamed and confounded, and covered their heads, because the ground is chapped, for there was no rain in the earth. The plowmen were ashamed, they covered their heads. Yea, the hinds also calved in the field and forsook it, because there was no grass, brothers and sisters, right? So this prophecy had fulfilled already, right? Because prior in Deuteronomy 28, the Most High warned them. It's a parallel. The Most High warned children of Yisrael, if you obey, He will send rain, bless the land, be fruitful, right? Bring forth abundance, brothers and sisters. And He also tell them, when you disobey, the judgment gonna come, no rain. Whatever the Most High put forth in judgment in Deuteronomy, it happened in Jeremiah, right? And the same thing happening in this time right now. So even though this prophecy been passed and fulfilled, is like if it is leap forward also too, brothers and sisters, in this time, what's going on in Spain right now, the same famine, the same drought. In Matthew, it tells you about famine, pestilence, earthquake in diverse places, wars, rumors of war. So in Matthew is a continual fulfillment. In Jeremiah, it is past fulfillment, and it's also in future too. As you can see, famine is happening in Spain, right? Because Spain is one of the colonizers too that, help destroy, terrorize, murder, and kill so-called Jamaicans along with Britain, right, brothers and sisters? So, Brook, Yum, blessed love, blessed day, brothers and sisters. Shalom, and watch this video.
The Spanish have an expression, April will bring the rains. That's the English translation, of course. No matter which language you say it in, though, this year it proved to be wrong. In April this year, there was no rain. In fact, this April was the hottest and driest one on record. This March was Spain's second driest in 100 years. I can go on, but you get the idea. Spain is suffering a drought. Experts are calling it a mega drought. It has come with an unusually early heat wave. The result is this: water shortages, skyrocketing food prices, farmers fighting for their survival. What's worse? Now Spain is on the path to becoming a desert. 75% of the country is already in the process of desertification. Here's a report.
Spain is dehydrated. It is running out of water, and this has become the country's biggest crisis. A long list of reasons is behind this. The biggest one is its drought. It was long and painful. A mega drought, according to experts. Spain saw an unusually warm winter and a sheer lack of rain. 30 consecutive months recorded below average rain. This was followed by hot months. They consecutively hit record temperatures. And now there's a heat wave which has come earlier than expected. Now combine all these factors. They will lead you to Spain's depleted reservoirs. They're drying up. Some of them are at less than 25% of their capacity.
The summers are getting longer and longer, and of course, evaporation takes its toll, and also there is this strong drought that we are not used to. The fact that it just rained for 2 days in 2023 everything has conspired to create the perfect storm.
A perfect storm indeed, one that is hot, dry, and is drinking up all of its water. This is obviously hurting Spain on multiple levels. The country is called Europe's back garden because it exports a large chunk of what it produces. But now agriculture is taking a hit, so farmers are the first to suffer. Their crops are dying. 60% of their cereal crops have dried out. The cultivation of key crops like olive, almond, and pistachio have also taken a hit. Thousands have lost the means to their daily bread.
Spain is experiencing the most severe drought in recent years after the last one in 1993. 30 years have passed. This time, it is even more severe than the previous one. More than 60% of Spanish farmland is being affected by the drought. There is uncertainty in the farming sector due to the lack of water for irrigation and because of the chaos this is causing, as we don't know if we will be able to save our crops or whether the trees will be able to survive.
The suffering of farmers has also become the country's pain because the prices of food are soaring and people are unable to afford basic things like olive oil.
The price of edible oil has risen significantly. Fruit prices are also climbing. The price hike of all edible oils is very crazy. Overall, all the prices are going up.
As if these problems weren't enough, Spain has a new disaster in the making. It is slowly turning into a desert. 75% of the country is going through desertification. The country's climate is changing and people are struggling to cope. They are protesting. Thousands are holding processions to pray for rain. And the government is scrambling to take action. They have imposed new policies. But at this point, it all feels like too little, too late. For decades, Spain has overexploited its groundwater, 80% of which is attributed to farming. It didn't take enough measures to curb the damage. And now, climate change has made everything worse. They urgently need to adapt to this new arid climate and rethink how they use water. If they want to act, the time is now. Because the desert sands of time are slipping through their hands.